Good morning and welcome to Restoring Little Girl. Let's go see how she looks. We got in really late last night. It was almost midnight. Well, it was 12:30 by the time we got to bed. But anyway, let's go take a look. Doing things differently these days, not tying her down, but just weighting her down on the sides. Perfect. Look at that. She stayed just like I wanted her to. Over here. Yeah, this new tarp is awesome. Yep. Perfect. All right, well, take a break here. Okay, no tree limbs fell on the mast. That's good. So, being a little bit quiet, staying on the back side of the boat because my parents are asleep in the room on the other side. So, looking good. All right, so, see you in a minute. This is one thing I'm going to fix this time. I brought my brand new Makita skill saw with me, and forever I've been setting this up under the tarp with the one side up against the track of this. This is a board to support my horizontal. I got a big old 2x4 here that goes from here all the way back to that, and that way it supports the middle of the boom tent to keep the water shedding port and starboard. But anyway, this board, I've never fixed it. It goes up on top of the track over here. And I'm going to just go ahead and cut that silly thing off so it fits perfectly between the two tracks, and then we'll be good to go. So anyway, let's get on inside. All right, well, I've been daydreaming for a long time. Virtually a month since we've been down here, and thinking about how I can put in a shelf. And I don't know if it's going to work now that I see this. See, that's one of the things you you imagine things different when you're away, and I try to look at pictures and think about it. What I've thought about doing, get these new cups of mine from last time, get them out of the way. All right. Get the little cooker out of the way. What I thought about doing was putting in a shelf that goes like right here across, like a low shelf, almost resting on top of this right here. And that way, you know, and it doesn't have to go, you know, it doesn't have to come out very far. But, you know, you got something to anchor to over here. You could do some 5200 and a little horizontal coming back like this to support the other end of the shelf. Anyway, just really think that would be kind of cool. I'd have to maybe put a backing on it. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Well, take two. Sometimes you got to rethink your own projects. I got to looking at that whole idea of putting a shelf in on the boat, and I realized it's just kind of stupid. It was just, you know, it's going to divide it up into two very shallow spaces. And so I decided next time I'm down there, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is take some measurements and come right off the back of the counter there and make a cover. There's a cubby actually down in behind the counter space, and I want to make a cover for that and just extend the shelf back when that cover is actually going to be part of the shelf, and it's going to come on kind of straight off the back of that counter area there. Anyway, so that whole first section that I did about the idea of a shelf, scratch that. You know, sometimes the best approach is just kind of rethink things and realize, dumb idea, start over. So anyway, on to the next project. And I do have a couple other projects here that I'm going to throw in on the rest of this this video. So anyway, I want to get you caught up on that and scratch the stupid shelf project. I put a lot of work and effort into it, so it's whatever. What's done is done. So we're moving on, and moving on with the rest of this video too. So this is project number 1 done. This is a piece that goes between the runners on top of the companionway for the to support that boom tent 2x4. And anyway, and I did it. And I'm giving it away. This is part of New Stuff Corner. But anyway, this is a marvelous little tool that my son gave me. It keeps me from having to get out my tripod, open up all 3 legs, reset the head. Anyway, my son is a really good videographer. He has done so much work in videography. I mean, he's done it professionally, doing high school graduations and concerts and that kind of stuff. And he had bought this. And he had this particular unit, and when they left, I opened the car door, and there it was with a nice little note wrapped around it, because he appreciates that I'm kind of following him in my son's footsteps. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, Eric Lee. Love you, bud. And so that's how I shot that little thing to under the cutoff on that board, was to use this and just clip it onto the corner piece of the edge of the household here, and the house, and set it up. And he also gave me this. This is the holder for my cell phone that I use for my video work. So anyway, thank you to my son Eric. Love that big guy. He's my guy. Okay, New Stuff Corner Part 1. Actually, kind of gave the first part of it away. But anyway, I ordered this, and I always like unboxing stuff, especially for New Stuff Corner. Let me go ahead and cut this. I haven't even opened it yet. I hope it's good stuff. One of the things, since we're into winter, one of the things that's almost a given is that I'm going to be back in the cabin okay, part of the winter. Pardon all the fooling around here, but I ordered this. Before, I paid about $90 for a sheet of, I missed one. Hang on. Keep cutting the tape, baby. Cutting the tape. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Before, I paid about $90 for a sheet of 1/4-inch, really top quality mahogany plywood that I use for all the trim inside the boat. But with winter, there's more stuff to do. Ooh, that's nice. I like it. I like it. Really good looking stuff. Really good looking stuff. I love it. Cool. I knew this was going to be good mahogany when I ordered it. When I got it, okay. When I ordered it, I wasn't so sure because I can only see the pictures online. But when it came boxed to Home Depot, I said, okay, well, they care about the quality of the material. That way, at least when it's boxed, it's not getting bunged up and the edges are getting jammed and stuff like that. So that's pretty stuff. That's pretty stuff. That's going to be the rest of the woodwork on the inside of the boat right there. I don't need any more than this. This is going to be all I need to do some shelves and do some more trim work. So anyway, hey, I got to quit just being overjoyed here and go do the rest of New Stuff Corner. But anyway, Part 1, New Stuff Corner, brand new mahogany. Just got it in and brought it all the way down to Cape Cod so I could open it here just for this particular event. Okay, let's get back on down inside here and we'll do part number 2, which you've already seen. And I got a nice little solar flare there. I don't know if you caught that. Get back down in the cabin. Okay, here's part number 2, and I love this thing. Look at what you can do with it. This is one of those really heavy-duty flex. I don't know what they call it, but it flexes. And I completely changed it from the way I had it out there on the corner of the house, and bolted to switch the curve around and set it up like this. And like I said, the beauty of this is I don't have to mess around with a tripod anymore. Just clip it wherever I want it, and there's the mount for my cell phone that I use as my video work, and good to go. Anyway, thank you, Eric Lee, again. That's part number 2 of New Stuff Corner. Part number 3 is this. Didn't show it last time, but this is another one of the items that my mom bought a dog's age ago for a little camper that they had, and she never used it. When I got it, it was virtually brand new, even though it's probably 30, 40 years old. And I already set it up at the house and made some coffee in it, 2 or 3 pots, and it's really good stuff. So that's nice. I've still got my little teapot, and I'll use that for heating up water for other things. But this is all set up for here. Let me see if I can get the lid off. Okay, there you go. And it's just like a dozens of other ones out there. It's just, there you go. It's the same old thing. It's just a typical percolator, but it's a stovetop, that you put on your burner. And so we'll just take that and set it right over here, and there you go. Turn it on and make a pot of coffee. Anyway, that's going to be great. So that's part number 3. And part number 4 is actually no big deal, but my brother gave me this for Christmas, and I've got, I think now 3 tape measures, and the 2 of them I have to go to my toolkit and to my sandpaper and fiberglass bag. Well, this is a third one. It's small. It's perfect. It's going to stay here on the boat. That way I don't have to go fishing for it every time, and it's going to go right up here on the cubby along with the flashlights. So anyway, that way, anytime I need a tape measure while I'm working on this boat on the inside, there's my tape measure. It's 12.5 feet. It'll be adequate for just about anything I want. So anyway, that's it for New Stuff Corner for Little Girl. And gotta get to work. Bye. Well, on the peril of getting things kind of messy in the cabin, I'm in the process of working in here anyway. But I don't know if you can see this. This is the wonderful mahogany trim plate that I did to go here, and I did it both port and starboard, and both of them ended up showing. And you can see right there, this little corner of fiberglass, the white corner shows through down the corners here. And so I brought my jigsaw in here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut those silly things out so you don't see them anymore. The only problem is it's going to get just awful messy in here, but I'm hoping that it's just a very small job, and I can minimize it and just do a bunch of good cleanup afterwards. So next little project. The smell of fiberglass dust, just love it. So anyway, what I've done here, took the jigsaw, cut out this opening some more, all along the bottom. Then I couldn't use it up and down like this, so what I had to do is go in and borrow, where is it? A hacksaw blade, this is a nice sharp one that my dad had. And, I use that to cut out the corners on each side here. And then I had to, because it was still showing in the bottom of the trim, so what I had to do was just take this file rasp and do a complete rasp so that I could get a nice, clean, straight edge all along the bottom and in the corners. And then when I was done with that, even then, I don't like the look of it, so I went ahead and took a black magic marker and went all over the edge here. So at this point, I've got this. Let's see if I can turn this light around. Okay, this one's done over here. It's not showing in the corners anymore the way it was. So anyway, I got to put it all back together and clean it up, and then I'll be done with this little project. This particular one's been hanging over me for a long time, and I'm just glad to have it done. Well, time for lunch aboard Little Girl. I think I'm going to learn from this and maybe set things up to when I'm out on the mooring or maybe out on the hook, I can have Mom come out in a dinghy with a motor on it and serve me lunch. Anyway, it's cold as a morgue out here. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy having lunch aboard Little Girl. And with her own cups and plates that we got from last time, I'm going to really enjoy this. Hey, today's coming. and she'll be out there on the water, and we can do this all over again, and this time with the water lapping at the hull. I love every bit of it. Okay, well, it's getting dark, and I still have to load up the car, get everything ready to head back to Vermont, and big old snowstorm we got coming in on Sunday. But in the meantime, I'll just let you know I've got a couple of videos that got stuck on the end of the Restoring Little Girl video, and there are some shots taken up at Millway Beach, and then Barnstable Inner Harbor, and the last one, which is really beautiful, is some shots taken down at C Street Beach down, and it's just gorgeous. It's an overlook area, and it's the only place all day that the sun actually kind of showed through. So hope you enjoy it. I got those stuck on the end of here, and they're just kind of you know, some scenic stuff, and it's the kinds of places I like to go and just sit and meditate and enjoy God's beautiful creation. So God bless. Hey, have a great weekend. And, you know, come on back. We'll look forward to another episode of Restoring Little Girl. We're up at Millway Beach, north side of the Cape. Looking at the back side of Sandy Neck across Barnstable Harbor. Way down there, it opens up into Cape Cod Bay. And they have been hauling in major fill in here to, I guess, prevent any more beach erosion. But I mean, they have really hauled in a bunch of, it looks like really nice clean sand. Oh, there's a bucket loader down there still working on this. So anyway, interesting. But aside from the beep 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 of the bucket loader, I love coming up here. It's just glorious and peaceful. Too bad it's a gray, overcast day on Cape Cod, but it's about 37 degrees. Anyway, thought you might enjoy this. A little bit of Barnstable Harbor. There are boats that come in and out of here, but boy, you got to be in at high tide. This gets really shallow out in the middle. You can walk way out when the tide is out. This is actually receding right now. You can tell from the water down further on the beach that the tide is going out. And not bad skin diving, kind of fun skin diving down in here, because it is shallow and there's a lot of reed area that you can swim around in, or actually seagrass kind of stuff, and see a bunch of crabs and eels and all kinds of stuff like that. So anyway, my brother and I do that during the summertime. All right, I guess that's it for Barnstable Harbor. Go check out the Barnstable Inner Harbor where the boats come in and out, and we'll be right back in a minute. This is Barnstable Inner Harbor. You see, got a bunch of ice in here. It's starting to break up a little bit. My brother and I have kayaked up here in the wintertime. We did this in the middle of a snowstorm one time, and it was pretty much iced all the way out to I don't know, out past that restaurant right there, and it was kind of cool, really pretty. Would not have wanted to fall out of the kayak in that weather, but memorable. So